All right, everybody, welcome back for round 2 of the Ancient Cave Fatal Blowout Tournament. We are getting ready to start our second round, and I think all of our racers are ready. So whenever I give the countdown, the race will begin. Let's go ahead and pull up those races on screen so you can all see our runners. And for commentary, let's see if I can actually do this. Sorry. For commentary, we have Rocket Pants and our DC Boy coming up here. So they will be your hosts for the next race. So runners, if you are ready, we're going to cut the music. And we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck. All right, DC and Rocket, all yours. Take it away.
All right, thanks, Shadow, and welcome to the fourth round of the preliminary races.
Yes, indeed. We've got 5 runners here. We have experience and newer players. Been doing great on the leaderboards.
Yes. Most of these people are, well, we got a good spread at least on experience levels, I would say. DragonCo has been running for a long time. He doesn't stream all that much lately, or I haven't caught it at least. Dank Meats is very active these days. Might expect some interesting strats from him.
For anybody who wasn't here for the first race, or if this is you just tuning in, this is Lufia 2, the Ancient Cave mode. It's also accessible in the storyline. It's a random dungeon. Your levels. Take whatever party you want. Floor 99. It's gonna be a good time. There's a lot of looking out for. You can see on all the streamers' screens as they're moving around, the enemies are moving around. Avoid and try and dodge battles, but might also get in some situations.
Yes. It's basically very important in the Ancient Cave to pick your battles. Some battles you want, but you want them on your terms, and most battles you don't want. Champion on Vault, that is good to get an early heal.
See all the runners open all these chests on the early floors. That's mainly safety strat. Only be seeing certain types of item pools on different floors. So for example, 1 through 9, they'll actually have access to rings, helms, and shields in that pool. 10, those disappear. Ult already has Thunder and Champion, so some strong spells, healing and defensive.
Okay. And those safety levels on Eagles. Eagles are great for getting early levels. You might, if you're really lucky, you get an Eagle Rock as well, which they drop, which is a very good agility upper. But it's a rare drop, so it doesn't happen all that much. But they're good to get that
Champion
early.
on Dragon. Good healing there.
And some of our participants is running with slightly different capsule monsters than what you're used to, or what most people are used to. We have a Fumi, which is the thing that looks like dishwasher soap.
Yes, Fumi does look like a pile of suds.
Yes.
There is a point system in place for this tournament. Ooh, Deadly Sword for Dank. And because it's before floor 15, we know it is the true Deadly Sword, so not the best item to see, especially when you have a Tia and an Artie. But to have a deadly weapon. Everybody's taking a lot of safety experience here early on, but they all seem to be keeping a very fast pace. Already a great showing.
Yep. We'll see how it goes when we get to floor 9 and mimics start showing up. The red ones will chase you if you activate them, but the really dangerous one comes later. Ooh, a high power ring on Volt. That is a rare drop and also quite nice.
Doing a big dance there. Really excited to see that. Everybody's finding their way through here.
Yeah.
No blue
Nothing-
chests yet.
Yeah. I was about to say, there's nothing really spectacular yet. There are some unexpected rings, like the high power and the witch ring, which I think Ellie got. But nothing really to make a big impact on the game so far.
So the ultimate goal of this cave here is to gather a few select items, a lot of damage with, to the final boss. Ultimately, you just have to deal about 10,000 damage worth of HP in a 3-turn battle. He doesn't do anything to hurt you or anything like that. It's all on you. The runners will be looking for specific items as they're going down. It is all very random.
Dragon Co got that red mimic next to that doorway, but he seems to have other options for now, so he might be able to avoid it.
And you'll notice that the mimic sprites are different coloration and that normal chests can't, like spawn against walls and doorways. That's one way that the runners know when a mimic is nearby.
Basically, if you get a chest next to a wall, you know there is something fishy going on.
Lots of party rooms early on. Maybe that's a good sign that they'll get out of the way for now.
Yeah, ice ring on dank meats, that's nice.
If he gets himself a high tier ice spell like Ice Fall, he can be doing a lot of damage with that.
Yeah, especially since he's got both Tia and RT. Tia.
Dank. Getting the 50-50? Nope.
Nope.
Speaking of 50-50, as you're moving around, you'll see all the enemy sprites moving. Some sprites actually have back and front and sides to interact with. Directly into the backside of an enemy sprite, you will get the surprise attack and get a free round. If you engage the side, you will get a 50-50 chance to get that.
And he dealt with that red mimic just basically as well as you can, with a little bit luck to not get frenzied to death.
Especially at low levels, RNG is favor sometimes. Just had a runner in the last run who had a lot of RNG in their favor for a few other mimics that we'll be seeing a little bit later.
Water Jewel on Dragon Co. That is one of is that our first blue chest?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's not particularly spectacular, but it's okay, I guess.
Can be used in a pinch early on.
Yep. See. Now Dragon Co. should be looking for cores. He's on floor 11, so yeah.
11 through 13.
Yeah. So the red cores, as have been covered by earlier commentators, are well, the cores in this game are basically like the metal slimes from the games with the dragon titles. They are they give a lot of XP, but they tend to run away. So you want them, and you want them to stay.
Yeah, they
There
have a
is an
75% chance to run away.
yeah, and there's an point incentive to get 4 of them to stay, which haven't happened yet. Someone in chat said a deadly, but I did not catch who.
Yeah, who got the deadly there? And
So a
somebody also
fatal
got
pick on
destroy.
both.
Course for Mike.
Yes.
Being a very decent pace here. They're all very close to each other. This is quite an even race I'm seeing so far.
Ooh, a party room for Dragon Co with course. That is nice.
Lots of early party rooms here.
Yes.
Lots
Hopefully
of
that
opportunities
means
for
we
early
get
XP.
yeah, and hopefully that means we get a lot of party rooms later as well, so everyone can suffer equally.
Party rooms, of course, we're just referring to specific rooms where lots of enemies come together on the floor.
Right. There is you can usually tell if you have a party room on your floor because there will be less or almost no enemies in the other rooms. It's a slight glitch in the code somewhere that makes all the enemies and chests spawn in the same area, and then the rest is pretty barren. So basically, if you are on a floor and you don't see the stairs and don't run into any enemies or very few chests, then you gotta be worried.
This is quite a showing. Oh, boom turbine over on Mike's screen there.
Yes, that's nice.
Great helmet. More party rooms on Dank's screen. Dragon for Dank. Tier 3 spell.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Of course, he got that ice ring, so what he really wants from the tier 3 spells is the ice well. The dragon is not too... well, it's not too shabby.
You'll notice all the runners have points accrued there. Some of them have points based on the party members they take. Party members such as Tia, Lexus, or Salon, they gain, I believe, 5 points per. And then for anybody who uses Flash, Gels, Blaze, or Gusto as their capsule monster also gained a bonus 10 points.
Yeah,
So
10
some of these
points for
runners,
bringing a non-any percent character.
some of these runners are already weighting their run in their favor, per se. And an air whip for Dragon, and a blue chest on Volt's screen with a twist jewel.
Twist! That is nice. That means he can be really fast, and we see a little dance of joy.
Volt has a couple of great items. They're gonna make his cave journey a lot safer. Nice that we're starting to see the blues pop up for all of our runners here. Let's see what Dank and Eli can get.
And there are at least at floor 15 or getting close to it, all of them, which is when you start looking for a Decker Blade, which it has the Fatal Blow IP attack, which this tournament is named after, and is basically the weapon to get if you want a jelly kill.
There is a bonus incentive for defeating the jelly without a Decker Blade, but it is very difficult. It takes a few specific items and a bit of luck.
Yes. And yes, Squealer, I am getting excited over Twistules. It's a human emotion.
Trick for Mike. Trick is
That
a very,
is-
very utility spell that increases attack power.
Aye. It's very useful
The
for when you get
jelly.
to the... Yeah, go on.
Oh, massive tool for the jelly.
Yes, it is very nice to use on your spellcasters. If you have a Decker Blade or a fractional attack on a Decker or another character, you want to use... To get as much out of those fractionals as possible, you want to do something that doesn't do damage to the
It
jelly,
looks
but
like
also is useful later in the fight. Which is when Trick
Dragon.
really shines.
Dragon got an Iris Pot, it looks like, so that's bonus points. All the Iris items are worth 5 points each.
And for those not familiar with the Lufia community, you'll see people posting "Wake me up" in chat whenever an Iris item shows up. That is a meme. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but it's connected to the Evanescence song.
Yes, indeed. And then sometimes on Volt's screen you'll see he found a healing pad. Those will randomly spawn on floors, and you'll see the bush looks a little bit off. Dank gets a hairpin out of a blue chest. It's Tia, so it kind of feels good, but...
Yes, and Dank Meats just picked up a hairpin from a blue chest, which is mostly useless, but he does have Tia with him, so he doesn't feel as bad about it as usual.
Second air whip for Dragon? Everybody's getting through the teens here pretty well.
Yes, no big teenage drama. That is good.
Eli's got cores here.
Yeah.
Taking his time on those lower floors. 2 hours is a great window for these runners to get chests, get experience at a pace.
Yeah, and you generally want some kind of tactics when it comes to the time. Like, I know some runners keep a look on the timer to make sure they don't spend more than 1 minute in average per floor. That way you'll have more time later for when you run into Dragon Con, so need to farm IP or feed your capsule monster and so on.
On Dragon Co's screen, he just got the Providence item. If you're casually playing the cave, the Providence item allows you to teleport back to the surface and keep your blue chest items so that you can retry the dungeon. The runners here may need to utilize it though, depending on if a few of our blue mimic friends decide to be very rude to them. Dragon have gotten so many blue chests at this point, he still would have time to make up.
You'll see Mike has snakes to deal with. There are two types of them. There are the ones that move horizontally, then the ones who vertically. And they will move towards you, and they will break the patterns if you come too close. But they are kind of annoying because they tend to block you. And they might be dangerous depending on how they are feeling.
And is that all the enemies have specific movement patterns tied to those sprites, and so many enemies have certain weaknesses to elements, so knowledge up front really helps, especially if you have that type of gear and spells that you can utilize. But sometimes the randomness of the cave gives you nothing to work with.
Yes.
See-
And yep, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. One of the things that I'd like to mention is that while we talk a lot about the cave being random and it's all luck based and so on, there are some you can build up a skill set for it if you know how enemies move, what they're weak to, what spells to use when, what items to pick up, different tactics. It will give you a very clear edge on people who don't know those things, which is basically what makes an experienced runner more likely to reach the jelly than someone who's never touched it. It's not
Little bit of-
all luck.
Trouble on Eli's stream there.
Yeah.
Got Dragonians on Mike's screen.
Oh, apron shield for Volt. That's nice.
Apron Shield is an amazing item.
It will make Decker very tanky, which is good. He's getting a lot of nice little items today.
You can see him dancing around these enemies, trying to where they are. The bees are a dangerous enemy. They will move erratically in different patterns. And they're faster than your party most of the time. They can be a dangerous enemy.
Yes, bees are scary if you don't have the levels to deal with them. They're also really fast, which is quite annoying. And Mike seems to be in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Stuck between a teleporter and some other enemies. The snail is not gonna move away from the door. He can avoid the bird.
He can get a Cancer Rock drop here off of the red crab there.
Yes.
Cancer
It's
Rock
not-
being a jewel that allows somebody to do a double attack twice with a full IP bar.
Oh, someone got another iris item? Looks like, according to chat, but I did not see who it was.
Dragon
Oh,
coming in, getting another ring, Iris ring. Ooh, Ice Bulk for Volt.
nice. And he also just got a curse lifter, which
Excellent.
quite nice.
Curse Lifter allows the rod and other cursed items like the deadly sword to become usable at the jelly by giving fractional attacks. Looks like Dragon's farming for cancers now.
Yes. You can farm for cancer on the red crabs. And you can also farm for it on the blue crabs later, the garbosts. But in between the red crabs and the garbosts, you'll have
Ooh,
the
Decker Blade for
Ellie.
Eli. There we go.
Yes.
Major.
Yeah. That is
Eli.
big. Yeah, in between the red and the crabs, you get what they're called, anemonites, who have very nasty attacks. You don't want to mess with them.
And there are specific types of enemy setups that can occur at certain floors, and experienced runners will know when it's more dangerous to engage certain enemy sets. You can see on some of the screens, stand in place and swing their sword sometimes to move enemies. That is a trick that wasn't too new, but is very useful. You can hold yourself in place with the right trigger, and then slashing your sword, it will act as if Maxim is walking, so the enemies will move while you stay still. It will be utilized a lot in the run.
Then you have the samurais, which Dragon just walked away from, which is good.
The most random moving enemies.
Yeah, they move towards you, and then sometimes they move in a random different direction. Let's see. Mike fighting the Ochi warriors. There's only one, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Everybody seems to be doing some early feeding sessions with their non-optimal capsule monsters, trying to achieve better forms to get a little more mileage out of them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it works out for the ones who's picked him. He is generally not used, and is not considered very useful, but he does have some special attacks which does a decent amount of damage, which, if he actually uses them, might be quite nice. But as we don't see him a lot, we don't quite know. Well, we know percentage-wise how often he uses them, but we don't know how he'll do in a run all that well. We also have Blaze on Volt, which is the armored dog.
His fourth form can do a good amount of damage with its special attacks, so not completely use him, but he does have to reach that fourth form. Some of them might go for certain items that are required to get a master form with their capsule monsters. Mike should be going for dark dragons or black dragons. 68 floor range, I believe.
Yes, I think it's about that. I can double check.
Black dragon, 68 through 73. So he'll have 5 floors to hopefully get some of those black dragons. And I believe
Deadly Sword on Ally and a Rally. That's quite good to have that little revive.
yeah, healing spells and reviving abilities are very crucial in the cave. Rally and Valor being the 2 spells that will actually revive a dead player.
It is technically possible to get through the cave without a heal spell. I've only seen Kriegspire do it, but it's technically possible, but you don't want to do it.
You can see Mike saw a nasty fake blue chest there with a fake Katie's blade inside of it. Hopefully there's no doorways or stairs that are covered by these blue mimics.
And also, as Shadow Killer Voltus did have a non-healing spell run last year during this tournament, which is insane. Terribles. You might see some people are picking up terribles here and there. They are
Volt.
terribles are items that let you insta-kill one enemy, which are useful when you get later in the game or when you're just desperate for an insta-kill.
Scary room for Dank just there, but he was able to just swing on through. And then Mike
Mike has a scary blue mimic in his hallway. She might have to go past, depending on if we find stairs here or not.
Mike needs stare now.
Yeah, there's still... Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that blue
yes.
chest next to the stairs also that he had gotten.
That is good. Dragon is getting his blue course now, which is good.
Makes 3 for him so far, it looks like. These point spreads are pretty close too. Everybody's having very even runs right now.
Yeah, there is no one who's particularly standing out as ahead or behind, which is very interesting, and it's gonna get interesting to see later on exactly what will make the difference in these runs.
Eli is taking, out of everybody here, Eli seems to be taking the most time.
Oh, gold eye for Eli. That is one of the drops.
Off.
And the little happy dance. Yeah, gold eye gives you points
Stats
in this tournament.
and points.
And it's also very useful. Or nice to have.
And blue course for Mike, red core for Dragon. Not very good.
And Volt is up against evil tentacles.
Most octopus sprites in this cave are very dangerous.
Yeah, generally they are easy to avoid, but if you get forced into a fight with them, you are in big trouble.
Does he have to farm them for a fruit of some kind, I think?
Oh yeah, Blaze. What
Evil fish.
Evil fish, yeah. Probably the charm fruit for Blaze.
Oh.
That is not something I would sacrifice my life to get, but
Points. Points can win the tournament. If nobody ends up with a jelly kill, it can be very close.
Yes. It's kind of interesting. We haven't seen anyone go completely ham on getting points for silly stuff that is not very useful so far during this tournament. There are some deviations from the normal setup for a little bit extra points, but nothing too insane so far. Well, yeah.
On Dragon's screen, we can see ninjas. Those enemy sprites will lock onto you as soon as you walk into a room, and for every step you take, I believe they take 2. And they will run up on you quickly.
And you'll notice that several runners, when they get to assassins floors or ninja floors, they might just stop and run in doorways, and that is to see if there are ninjas or assassins in the rooms that they need to deal with. Because they are scary, and especially if you are unprepared for them.
Eli's got his blueberry bubble boy. Round 2. Mike going for some more cancer rocks.
Yes. Which the blue crabs, or garbosts, and they are kind of strange because they have their flame shield, which somehow makes them more vulnerable to fire attacks. But they are generally quite nice enemies that spend a lot of time just hanging out and putting things on themselves, so they are good to farm. Volt is up against even more evil fish.
Trying to get those charm fruits.
Yeah,
Bonus points.
that is absolutely terrifying way to do that.
There it is. He got the drop.
Nice.
Look at
And a
you,
little
so
bit.
excited. Now he doesn't have to risk himself anymore. Risk is paying off. Now, not only will he have a stronger capsule monster than most of the other runners here. Those points.
Yes. See if Dank might be able to get a Cancer Rock drop. Oh, and he does.
And there it
That's nice.
is.
Oh, and then he gets a party room.
Well navigated.
Oh, and he doesn't even have to deal with it.
Valor for Volt. Best healing spell. He's very excited about that. The healing spells can be used as damage sources against undead enemies, so that also deals the most damage. Everybody is keeping quite the pace. Dragon Co seems to be the farthest right now. These floors. But for the time limit, everybody is keeping a very solid pace.
Yes.
And a lot of that pacing will come with experience. In the last run, if you were here, you could see the discrepancies in some people's movements, and that just comes with time in the cave. And then it all, believe me, it's into it, but it definitely takes a little bit of determination.
Yes. And I highly recommend joining the Discord if you want to start running this game. It's very supportive.
Very friendly, very helpful community. Bring in anybody who wants to give this a shot, because we're all insane together.
Yes.
Green core for Dragon.
Nice. That is going to give him some sweet levels.
Keeping his XP on track.
And the blue core for Volt.
Most of the time you'll see runners who just trying to use cores as their experience. Just any percent runs would have less encounters with standard enemies and cores, but always a blessing to get that XP.
Oh, and Mike is forced to deal with he's on assassin floor.
Hopefully it's not ninjas yet, but
Yeah.
the assassins can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah. If they
So
are having
he
a
should
bad
be
day,
fine.
they might decide to murder you. But he got the 50-50, which is good. And then he decided to run away. And then he
He
didn't.
wanted it to be a fair fight.
Okay, right, gotcha. I never attack a man in the back, and so on.
Exactly. Ooh,
And
and this is one of the dangerous moves they can do, instantly killing Artie and Guy. That is not good.
2 deadly blows. That is, yeah, that is painful.
Might be able to get away.
Yeah, I hope he runs.
Looks like he'll be fine.
And Ellie getting course as well. Dank is dealing with Samurai, and Volt is up against the Sly Foxes.
Is it the
Or
samurais
Tengu.
that are immune to instant death?
Isn't it the Ochi Warriors?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah. Of course. If you're new to this game, you might notice some names a bit strange, like Assassins and Ochi Warriors and so on. It's because the translators didn't really look up what they were translating, so they translate very directly, which is why you get enemies such as Wyverns, which are, of course, Wyverns, and so on. And if anyone could identify what the wheel eel is supposed to be for me, I would be very grateful.
Looks
Ellie
like
got...
Eli wants these cores. Nope.
No,
He's
you
just
just
gonna go
want the
ahead
teleporters away from the door. Dragon kerfuffling with some ninjas, which are the dangerous version of assassins. And assassins, we've also already seen, can do insta-kills, so...
Ooh, only
yeah.
one knife thrower.
Oof.
It's the win there.
Yes, that Firestorm IP is very nice.
And IP is a very important stat for all of our runners. Pieces of equipment, as you may have noticed, that allow them to use special attacks based on how much IP they have, or technically anger points as they're known, as they take damage, but if they die, they will lose all their IP they've built up. So later on in the run, you need to have to farm IP to be ready for that jelly fight.
Oh, a green core for Dank. So he should be good on levels for now.
Ooh, Spark Staff for Dragon.
Oh, that is lovely. And
He doesn't have a
is,
deadly, so...
right, and he's in Brin's Lizard territory, so he might go for a Twist Jewel, maybe?
Brin's Lizards, I have just recently learned, is a very semi-safe strat to get a little extra XP while farming for a very strong item drop, so... safer types of fights you can get lucky on if you have the correct levels and gear.
Right. And Mike spawning into... Luckily he was on top of the stairs, because that was a nasty hallway with assassins.
If you haven't already noticed, the cave can be very cruel in the types of floors it gives you, and the options that you don't get. Curse lifter on Eli, it looks like. I missed that.
Yeah. Ooh, gay displayed on Mike.
Ooh.
That is a big drop.
So one of the best blue chest items you can get if you
And then-
have Decker and Guy in your party.
Yeah, and then he gets a sky. Ellie gets a sky sword as well. So that
Ooh,
is really
and a
nice.
Gloom Jewel. Eli getting a crazy floor. That is quite the follow-up. 2 blues with a lot of powerful items.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gady's blade, it has an IP that allows its wielder to do 8 attacks in a row. So you can imagine how much damage that can produce on the jelly when you're trying to deal as much damage as you can quickly.
Yes, and as the previous commentators mentioned, you want a mix of finishers and fractals when you meet the jelly. Fractals to take off the big chunks of health in the beginning, like the Decker Blade and the Myth Blade and the Deadly Rod, who do a percentage of damage, and then you want the finisher to end it, and the Gady's Blade is the best finisher you can get.
Valor for Dragon.
Nice.
Everybody getting a lot of great survivability tools, it seems. So the safety. There will be points in the cave where you can be very prepared, but smack you in the face.
Like gold dragons or archfiends, which we'll see coming up on the later floors.
Movement pattern on these crow kelps, I believe these are on Dragon's screen. They kind of act like the Medusas and the Archfiends, and the fact that they will track you if you get too close and stay locked on. I believe they get 2 attacks each. So,
Yeah,
of
they
different
are
enemies.
quite nasty if you're forced to fight them, but luckily they're also quite. Most of the time, they're very easy to avoid. Just
3
don't
attacks
get too
each.
close.
Thank you, Reflect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mike getting the course to stay. No, only 2. Was hoping for there is a point incentive for getting 4 cores to stay, but that is very rare and completely RNG.
On full screen, you saw the teleporter sneak right up on him when he went for those stairs. And one horrible aspect about teleporting enemies is they could be off screen, and if you are quickly moving in a direction, they can just get right on you and even surprise attack you, sometimes wipe a party, depending on that battle. No greens for Mike so far.
Nope. Bolt
Dragon's
running
got
into the teleport.
ninjas. Eli getting terminal blowed over there
Yeah.
by some assassins.
Fumi trying to help, not doing much.
Man,
Yeah.
I feel like these are the worst terminal blows I've ever seen.
Yes. They are very
Deadly
trigger
weapons are really on right now.
Meanwhile, Dragon Co is up against ninjas. They are.
3 knife throwers in a row could definitely wipe the back row and send him reeling.
But he got the. He got the. Did he get the 50-50?
Wasn't
didn't
paying attention,
see,
sadly.
really. But he does seem to be going first, so probably.
If it appears so, he should be safe then. Getting 2
Um,
thunders out and here.
Some attacks, and then there's only one to worry about. Zank is also up against ninjas. Oh, that is
You can
painful.
see the power of Knife Thrower on Dank's screen there.
Yes.
He's in a predicament here. Even if he moves Decker to the back row, if they decide to, these...
Yeah, a
No.
knife thrower, and he...
Ooh, I think it's no matter what.
Yeah.
Dank's gonna go down here.
Oh,
Points
nope.
too.
Unfortunate.
He has
Too bad.
enough time if he runs very fast.
Yes, Dank is pretty good at this cave, so he might actually make it if he just speeds
Has a
up.
ton of
all
experience here. And a terrible
also
title
if
duel
he-
for Volt.
He's got Tia though, but I think that's his second title duel.
Tia's always better than Guy. So, my new opinion at least. Or I'd rather take Tia over Maxim if I could.
Yeah. We have been having a challenge lately, trying to get to the jelly in less than 1 hour and 11 minutes without Guy, and it turned out to be quite difficult for most participants.
With a 2-hour window, it's much more satisfying. You can see the ninjas on Mike's screen. Deadly items rather than knife throwers.
Oh, and a miss on that terror ball. That's not nice.
I want to see that. I believe a terror ball acts as a deadly weapon attack.
Yes, it's basically like a deadly weapon.
50% chance to get the instant kill. Knife throwers, I think, on Mike's fight there so far. These lizards for dragon, going for some twist jewels.
And Ellie is having some problems again.
Displaying my favorite Pokemon, so I can appreciate that at least.
That would be Hitmonchan, I
Vomit
guess.
punch your way to victory.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike is going to be forced into a couple of encounters with more ninjas here. So he's definitely got a gauntlet to go through, and I think somebody mentioned he may not have any healing spells.
Oh.
And if that is the case, then he's in for a little bit of a gauntlet here.
I am Volt forced to fight 2 groups of ninjas in this room. That is not what you want to see. Let's see if Ellie gets some green cores. That'd be nice.
Well,
Nope. No
blue,
greens.
but still not what you want to see. Consolation prize, but in the later floors and getting core encounters, the worst thing is to have the lesser cores stay and waste your time. Their XP is almost worthless.
Basically, on early floors, getting red cores is super duper great. But when you're at the floors Ellie is on, red cores just waste your time. Especially when you get to no cores, they are gonna be quite annoying if they hang around.
Looks like Mike is trying to get Baby Bud on board and getting
Did
that third form.
yes, and it seems like Volt got Mr. Jewel. That's
Ooh, very
pretty
good drop.
sweet.
Very rare drop. So, one good thing about ninja fights is the chance for some Misto Jewels. And a Twist Jewel for Dragon. What a drop.
Yes.
Getting a lot of great items. Ooh, and a Decker for Volt. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to have quite a few kills here, people. Flying to a very high level. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Really, they're figuring out that he doesn't really want to mess with the trees, so he just goes back and takes the stairs. Volt is fighting Gorems. Gorems can be quite nasty, but I think he...
I died to him.
Yeah, most people have died to them sometimes. Like, sometimes they'll just murder you, but if you have enough levels, which it does, it should
Some
be
great
fine.
spells. Access to deadly stuff as well is very helpful here.
And champion, of course, which is very good.
It is the power of the voice, making people's fates insecure. Life. Ooh. That's not a fun room for Mike.
Yeah, that is pretty nasty.
And it seems to be true that he may not have these healing spells that some of the others have, so I'm a terrible person for saying that everybody was going to have an easy time of it.
Yeah. Oh, but he was on the stairs.
Lucky he was on the stairs. Wow.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's a relief.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
That is when you see your life flashing before you, and then you notice everything is good again.
And one of the small little optimizations that some of the runners are going to be consistently doing is walking into the stairs from the bottom. When a floor is loading as you go down, all the enemies are set to be staring down. And if you walk into the stairs, you guarantee that you won't get surprise attacked by walking from the bottom. Big deal at later floors, but it can be very helpful even in some of the mid to early.
Yep, no heals for Mike. Except for poison, of course, but that is not gonna do him much good. Oh, Ice Valk for Ellie. That is very nice. It's one of the... It is probably the most powerful tier 3 spell, I think.
Thunder. Thunder is
Thunder,
the most powerful.
Okay. Yeah,
but Ice Valk is the second strongest.
And it's good versus Hydoras, if he wants to fight them at some point. As they are weak to Ice Magic. And yes, why would you pick Tia before Guy? Do you want to explain that one?
Yeah, just based on like what I don't have a great time in the cave, but just on the little experience I've had putting some time into it, I love having her as one, a person who can equip female equipment, because there's nothing worse than opening some strong women equipment in a blue chest and feeling like it was absolutely worthless. Agility is great, so having a faster overall party is wonderful. She's also a caster. healing spells, destroy, and some of the high level spells. So she's really quite nice. The only thing wrong with her is that she's a glass bottle. She shatters very easily. Some equipment that only women can wear that will make her actually quite the tanky beast. So I have found that I enjoy having her speed drawn. And double deadly rod is just too much fun.
Yes, that is how you go very fast through the game.
She might be my new any percent add-in. Just true any. Screw guy.
Dragon putting Deadly Sword on Maxim.
It is definitely a good choice at
Yes,
this point.
he also has a twist duel, so he could try and make Maxim faster than Artie, which would make Maxim steadily hit before Artie does his thing, which would be quite nice.
What's really nice about the AC is even as a beginner, you can go in there and not know generally too much about the in-depth stats and just kind of equip what works well. Kind of like the easy to learn, hard to master, getting all those fine stat details and speeds and turn orders figured out and optimizing your damage that way. Always going to be really awesome. Great game for it.
Yes, you can probably get pretty far without much experience, but if you want to go far and fast, then learning a lot of things is gonna do. I forgot how to words. Like, if you want to go both fast and far, then knowing your stuff helps a lot. Even though you can probably beat the cave quite even if you don't really know what you're doing.
I think any person in this chat right now could pick up an AC and casually run through it within, with about 3 to 4 hours on their timer and make it to the jelly and still get a kill by playing it safe the whole time. Only points where that won't be the truth, but for the most part, the cave will allow you to make it through if you just play your cards right.
Yeah. Volt picking up a lizard blue according to chat. I didn't see it myself, but I'm gonna do what I didn't do the first race and put my trust in them. Lizard Blow is also a very good finisher. I would say second after the Gaius blade. For just pure damage.
Yeah, double damage to dragon enemies and has a ×3 attack as its IP, so damage dealer as a finisher after you get your fractionals off. Curse Lifter for Volt. Gonna be very helpful now that he has that deadly sword equipped. And can be curse lifted to become a 1/6 fractional weapon, so it is a secondary option.
And a twist jewel for Dragonco. That's his second one.
Ow. No, he has 3, it looks like.
Oh, he is.
Wow.
He is
That's
faster.
a fast party there.
That is.
He's gonna be able to make some plays with all that speed. And one of the really big things as far as experience goes, you'll see some of these players, the way that they can navigate their menus. That's a huge experience versus luck. That's the part of experience that you really need to work on. I definitely need to work on it. Menuing is a big part of speed in this game. Menu and what you're doing while you're there. Ooh, that's a
Dragon-
party room right there.
Yes, it's a interesting one. With the core strapped in the middle there.
Definitely be able to get to those cores. It's just he'll probably
Getting
end up
away
having to
from-
fight
oh.
some of those in the meantime. And a blue
And
chest for Dank and a
Dank.
crazy little room there.
Oh, all those teleporters and what's they called? Twisters or something?
Ooh,
The
yeah.
insects. They are
Those
really
guys are
nasty.
very lethal.
Yep.
Volt getting some XP.
Oh, and he gives up on that blue chest, which of course contains Gady's blade. Every chest you don't open contains Gady's blade, as we have established.
I believe next year we'll have a point incentive for past blue chests. Because cruelty. Yeah, 4 twisters can wipe an early level party, especially when you have Tia. And Dank has a Decker, so if
And
he
a
feels
Decker.
like really hustling up, he
He'd
has
opened that blue
one main
chest, he
tool.
would have. If he had opened that chest, he would have been ready to run fast.
Yep, a Gades and a Decker, that's pretty much the guarantee. He could have been on his way to victory.
Yep.
Maybe he'll go back for it. Or wait.
He's gone down the stairs.
And Trick.
There.
Ugh,
That is
what a floor.
so nice.
Dragon dancing around with these cores. Party room on Mike's screen, lots of D's.
Oh. Well, yeah, Dank doesn't have Guy. I forgot about that, Svenicus. Thank you for mentioning it.
Oh. Better off without that awesome Gades blade he left behind. I'm still impressed with this point spread. What a close match we have.
Yes. Just like Irish treasures change everything at this point.
Volt has enough room to make some movements here, but lots of dangerous enemies around.
Yeah, and Dragon also getting into a very scary dragon sandwich where he is the meat in the middle.
The red spear wielding sprites cannot surprise attack or be back attacked, but with them they can definitely wipe your party if you're not fast enough. And they feel like breathing a lot of fire. Let's see how close Tia is to death on just one special attack there. Showing off her true weaknesses there.
Really isn't feeding up Fumi there.
Now we've got berry flavored.
Yes. Pink Fumi, of course, is raspberries. Or at least.
I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Yep.
Co taking on some green dragons there. Always loved the wild dragon sprites. They look so fun and crazy. Love this game for all the animations and the artwork. Very wonderful. full game really actually lives up even now.
And I feel it has aged very well.
A lot of
Compared-
sprite work does, but this especially, they gave a lot of whimsy to the sprites. Oh man, and all the cores run away. That's usually what you're used to. Eli just watching the
Yep.
no cores, laugh in his face. Oh, if Eli's smart, he'll teach Decker how to read. He's got the spell potions.
Oh, yes. That would be, well, it wouldn't be good, but it would be funny. And funny is better than good, of course.
You know, I always say it's not a real run unless your dumbest fella can read, so... Guy and Decker in a party, you gotta get them some MP. Literacy hurts everybody. D1 for Dragon.
A Volt
No
feeding
core
up.
for Eli.
Nice. Volt feeding Blaze.
I'd be able to get to Master Form, depending on what
Yeah,
he's got
he
in
has the
his
fruit, so.
there. And that will a lot of worth to his capsule monster being able to do Master Form has a fire dash attack that attacks everybody or something to that effect. Clearly we don't go for Master Forms very often. I don't even know what they've got. Mike without healing spells still just utilizing healing IPs from armors, doing everything he can, getting an X potion drop there.
Eli picking up some no cores. It's good. That XP is gonna help him a lot. Dragon Co is level 35 now, which is
Dank
pretty.
gets a double death on his run today.
Oh, what did he die to this time?
I wasn't looking. Chad will probably tell us here in a moment.
Yeah. Poor Dank. That is.
And that's just kind of how the cave goes. You can experienced and know all your stuff, but loot, right XP, in just a bad situation.
What is Dragon doing?
I'm
Does
not
he want
sure.
that dragon or?
Maybe it's black dragons that he's looking for. Does he have flash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he might be looking for black dragons at this point.
Huh.
I don't think they actually are around yet. I think he might be a little early to that party. I think I saw he was on 63, but I could be wrong. Is on 68, so I did see it wrong.
Yeah, so they should be spawning now. Or up until floor 73, he has a chance of getting them at least.
And now we've got Master Form for... There, got the Phoenix. Gonna bring in some Firestorms.
That is quite. You don't see it a lot, and it's quite nice when you do see it. You might also. Some people tend to write meow in the chat when they see the firestorm. May or may not be because of Mitchie. And something about them making a noise that sounds like a cat.
And the reason that you don't usually see that is in any percent you're trying to go fast. It takes a lot of time to feed your capsule. Now, also, animations that come from the specials also take quite a bit of time. So he won't have control over that. So his Phoenix may burn some time, but the damage that it puts out will probably be worth it overall.
And also it's added points.
Oh yeah, can never forget those bonus points.
Yes, they might be
Definitely a unique way to run the cave. But I believe it showcases a lot of great elements that does go into the AC here.
Yes, and it's also nice to get to see some things that you usually don't see in the N% or normal runs, like M form or different party members than the standard. And that is very, very nice for those of us who tend to hang around a lot of these AC streams.
It's just a testament to the runners being able to perform as well as some of them are, even with optimal parties. But even with suboptimal stuff. So.
Yes. And of course, if someone gets a gel kill with Fumi, that will be a first for our.
That definitely will be. And I think Eli, quite a few tools here that if he makes it, it may be a possibility. You can see as the runners are getting, you can see Dragon, Volt, and Eli as they're getting deeper into the cave. You're starting to see a lot more dragons and bigger sprites that are in these smaller areas. So, the more crowded it seems to get. Ink is going for broke. Just running like a madman. Points. Is it 68 now?
I got a blue chest apron shield for Mike. That is nice.
Ooh. Get him through. Very strong shield.
Archfiend starts to spawn at floor 72, I think. So things will get a little bit more tense when we get around those floors.
Yeah, none of the runners are very safe in these later floors. It's kind of in the layout and how it decides to high-level enemies. Some luck, they'll make it through just fine.
Yeah, and Mike is still running without a heal, which is very impressive.
Be as far in this cave as he is without any healing spells. Ooh, and an Agony Helm. Items here, but a dead Maxim there.
Yeah.
think some of our runners have said that there's a rule of 3 that applies to this game, and you'll only ever get 2 of those 3 things. So you'll either get the tools to defeat the jelly, the healing items to make it, or what was it?
The deadlies.
Deadlies to survive the run. So usually you'll get 2 of those 3, and you'll be missing that final piece that just makes it such an easy time.
Trick for Eli or Ellie, and that is
Securing
good.
some more jelly kill strategies right there.
Yeah.
Volt in a fun little hallway where he's forced into a Cyclops fight and
Nice.
to engage this dragon just to get to those stairs.
Hopefully that destroy will hit. Because Cyclops have
50. Always easy.
yes, nice. Cyclops have a lot of health, so they're not on their own. They're not that.
Oh my gosh, Mike just found Valor.
Oh, he
His
should be.
shoulders are not in his ears anymore. Feeling
Nice.
some relief.
Yes. And Meats is in snake
Snakes and bees. Oh no.
His nature is not with him today.
Especially at level 7. This is
Oh, this is
oh yeah, now you get to see the power of the bees at a low level party. Speed
Yes.
and power. Ooh, makes it out. And I believe.
one miracle.
At least he is commendable in his spirit. Honorable Dank Meats.
Ooh, Iris Tiara for Mike. That is a little bit extra points. Which, considering how there are currently 4 people on the looking good for a jelly kill, those little points might be quite useful.
Oh yeah. And it looks like Dragon got his. So, looks like he's going to be evolving Flash here. I
Yeah.
assume he got his Dark Fruit if he's going for the evolution right now.
Yes, there wouldn't be any point in evolving Flash if you didn't. I think. Yeah, no.
Unless he just wants baby butt.
Well, yeah, of course. I am quite sad to have not seen a single buttfish this little blowout.
2019, no buttfish. Everybody revolt.
Yes.
Oh. Meat's just standing there, taking a picture, really soaking it in.
Yep. That is just a horrible.
I think we might be witnessing him. Observe the beauty that is just an insane party room, especially for a low-level character. Oh, here we go. Jick.
Yes.
He's gonna navigate through this maze.
Eli having some stream issues again. Hopefully he will be back.
Punch. Sassy. Hitmonchan. There is a, even an interesting little note. There is an optimized way to feed your capsule monsters too, depending on what form they are and what items you have. It's all based on item value. There's no exactly the items that are in range for getting correct feeding.
Yes. Basically, you want to start with the items which have the lowest monetary value. Work yourself.
And the starved unicorn is here. Got a master form for Dragon Co as well.
Yes.
So
Time for
seems to
some
be going
horn stuff.
very well for both Volt and Dragon here. Eli with Mike now that he's got Valor, everything kind of opened up. Looks like Dank is the bad luck sponge for this round and allowing our other 4 runners to have a good time. He's taken the board.
He is throwing himself on the bad luck bullet, like a true bodyguard.
The guy. We all love him for it. Allowing you guys to see these. The one other sprite, I believe, in the dungeon that does not move other than blue mimics. Because, of course, boats can't just move around on the ground.
There's no water there, so.
Even if they're ghost boats.
Yes.
2 blues.
Oh.
What
And,
a floor for Dragon.
getting-
Not the best items, but
Yeah. Dragon getting Gorgon Rock, and sometimes we get a little bit hyped up over getting a Gorgon Rock, but they are not the same as the Gorgon Rock. Gorgon Rocks are better.
and the Gorgon Rock seems very cool when you read it, but due to the wonderful coding of the Lufia developers, it doesn't operate as cool as it should.
And the chat is asking, are people bringing Tia because she gets higher speed near the later floors, or does she do something useful against boss slime? And yes, she is a fighter, and she does spells, which is very nice. And she can equip some stuff which can make her tanky, although for the most part she is a bit of a glass cannon. When it comes to the jelly fight itself, she doesn't really do
She doesn't.
that much, but
Yeah, she doesn't bring anything uniquely special to the jelly fight.
Right.
We'll do equip a couple pieces of female gear that is kind of the only option for the females to work with. Having access to Thunder, because that's always a great spell to be able to cast during the jelly fight, and she can help trick. As far as IP attacks go, her best might even be an Uncursed Deadly Rod. Might see a Super Sword on there, or any of the blue chest items that she could equip there for higher attack power. But for the most part, she actually is kind of a weakness when it comes to the jelly fight, but she helps carry you down there with her speed and her is kind of how I would look at it.
yes.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah. And Dragon Co is fighting ghost ships. Ghost ships in themselves don't do anything, but they do summon other enemies, which might make your life quite miserable. Like the vampires, who drain your mana, or the leeches, who will just kill you.
You can see him utilizing healing spells against the undead boat there, dealing a ton of damage.
And an antler stab from Flash there.
It's of unique specials that you don't get to see often.
Mike manipulating a gold golem out of the way so he can get through the doors. Gold
Eli!
golems.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Really makes it out. What a scary encounter.
That is 16 health on Decker. That was far too close for comfort.
If he had gotten 3 ground shocks, that would have been it for him, so let's be thankful alive. That's how quickly the cave can take any advantage you have away. So for Eli, Dragon, and Volt, and Mike at this point, it's definitely starting to get more dangerous. They're a lot more powerful if they choose to wipe parties based on the attack patterns they throw out. So
Yeah, basically making a single movement mistake here can end your run quite quick.
advantage being that most enemies other than the Archfiend sprites do have the ability to be surprise attacked. So you'll see them going for back attacks. Archie and a Leech for Volt, very dangerous combination to go against.
Yes.
Double Archies is always bad, but it seems like the Archie Leech combo can be even more devastating. Double attack from the Leech. Ooh. Already preparing for that Thunder spell. Oh no, the reflected healing spell.
Oh no.
I wonder if it's just gonna go right back on Maxim.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to.
Hopefully it didn't bounce back over to the Fiend there. Lots of genie encounters down here. Very dangerous. Earth genies have the ground shock ability, which is just powerful. The incendiary ability from the fire genies is also just dangerous. Tricky there. Dragon is...
Volt has a very, I would call it an unique way of fighting this Archwind with his mirrors, but I am unsure if they are...
basically kind of Artie isn't gonna die to any of the spells.
Yeah, which I guess keeps
Making
him
sure
alive.
that he's gonna make through there, exactly. Through the fight, just to stay surviving.
Eli's stream going down again. Hopefully he can get up again like he's done before.
See Dragon luring that Archfiend into a position in which he might be able to lure it around that chest if he goes down here.
Yeah.
Lure him back into that bush and lock him in. There we go. Beautiful movement. So that's he had to stop there and really think about the types of moves he was going to do so that he could kind of get jumped there. So excellent. Excellent enemy manipulation.
Yeah, and it picks up ghost cloaks, which are a very useful armor.
I believe that is that the death resist?
Yes, that is the death resist. Makes you immune to insta-death as far as I have understood it.
Has Volt had Fatal Pick on Tia this whole time, or did he just make the decision that he Deadly Rod anymore and had to go for the 50-50?
Yeah, I haven't really noticed. Let's see how Eli gets past these Archfiends. Nope, changes his mind.
So a little misstep there by Eli
Yes,
with the extra slash.
That's what we mean with like one single mistake in movement and you risk getting absolutely murdered. It's Fumi doing his very best to be helpful, and Again, not actually doing anything. Oh. What did
like-
Dragon
Ooh,
just...
he has
Oh,
a really rough room here.
yes.
He's gonna be working really hard to get through this. Those things that the cave will do to you at the later levels is force you into an almost unwinnable situation, or takes you a long time to get through.
Making...
Looks like Mike got his dark fruit as well, no? Is it 85, 86 now? Getting some good stairs there. Your floors, and you're lucky enough to have some good items that you're essentially just running for the stairs and
Yes.
have.
And Archfiends will stop spawning on floor 87, I think is the last one. You risk running into them. So just running all you can between 72 and 87 is a good tactic if you're scared of Archfiends, which you should be.
And you can see Dragon dealing with them right now.
Yeah.
If they opt to do a double thunder and means that like to use thunder a lot, it's pretty much GG no matter what level you are. With a bolt shield and standing in the back, he might make it through no problem.
Meat's getting murdered by the cave again.
Really showing us the cruelty that the cave is capable of. Oh, and lucky for Dragon here, he gets the easier form of the Archfiends, which is the Ice Rogues, the right sprite there.
I kind of hate his wagon, which are undeads.
This is an undead enemy, so you'll see him casting Valor with Artie because he can't use the instant death. Bolt in an Archie encounter here. Got a Stronger and a Destroy out of it.
Right, and a lizard blow on Mike. That is very nice.
Oh yeah, excellent tool. Dank showing off the Iris treasure room in the Goobrick, I believe it is.
Goobrick, yes.
There's a percent run, Iris percent, where you have to fill that room up to be the most popular run category with all of our runners. Buddy, record for it.
It is the category you run if you want to go insane.
No, and I think a lot of us cavers like the thought of insanity. Helps.
Yes. Well, we are mostly insane already.
Oh, absolutely.
No sanity allowed in the Spelunker environment.
And Volt picking up the worst healing spell in the game.
Stronger. And you'd think Stronger would be better than Strong, but no. Strong does a set amount and a multiplier, or plus a multiplier versus your intelligence, I think.
Mm-hmm.
While Stronger just does a set amount.
And the cost versus what you get out of it as well. Strong only costing 3 as a single target heal is very powerful. 8 just doesn't really pay for itself.
Yes. Lizard blow on.
Blow. There we go. Volt is now out of Archie territory, but now he's into the metallic dragons. And any silver, well, silver dragons safe, but it's the gold dragon combos that if he missteps, Stardust Blow, it could be his run. So we'll see how these dragons fare for him.
Right. And also, there's always the danger of getting trapped somewhere with a dragon that just goes for you. Which can
Then
be...
those scenarios where you can't get the back attack, that's how the cave will get you. I've heard that almost all these players have experienced the famed 3-dragon, 2-tile hallway. Got 3 dragons looking at you, a pair of stairs straight behind them, and no options. A lot of fun that can be had in this wonderful cave.
But bronze dragons are very good for farming IP on if you need it, and he needs a little bit on Decker.
But he opts for the kill there.
Orders them both.
Eli is getting his last chance at Gorgon Rocks with an O, which allows a 1/8 fractional attack as an accessory.
It's 1/8. Yeah.
Yeah, 1/8. So you'll probably see Volt here, waiting for a Cinder Blast, which he'll be able to heal through and gain some IP. And Dragon's making his way through that same party room. Looks like he's got another Archie encounter he's going to have to deal with, and probably as well. There's the awesome Phoenix attack that we have all been talking about. Meow.
Yeah.
Always loved the spell animations in this game. Very cool.
Yes, I think Firebird is probably one of my favorite animations. Though it is long, it's quite pretty.
I am a Thunderman myself. Gotta love that Iron Birdman. Eli getting his 4th form here, and he's got the secret fruit ready to get his 9-tailed fox. So we got Bubble Golem, and so 3 master forms for our runners. 4 master forms. What am I saying?
Yeah, 2 unicorns, a Firebird and a 9-tailed fox.
What up? What a time to be in the ancient cave of legendary mythical beasts. Cool. Love it. He's got his IP.
Still alive.
1 HP. And like we said earlier, if the character dies, they lose all that IP, so... Oh, and a blue chest with a sky sword in it. Jeez.
That is nice.
It's definitely helpful if he's gonna run Hydora Rocks or Cancer Rocks.
And he's got he doesn't have guy.
Oh, and an old sword. Jeez. finding every
Huh.
option that he
That
could
is good.
have. On Dank's screen, you can see the sentiment that we all feel. The truest speaker.
It is basically Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never.
Exactly. Once you're in the cave, part of you. Oof, dragon. Feeling that thunder pain, uh-oh. And he attacked too. I think this might be it. Dragon,
Yeah,
if he might be
dragon.
wiped right here. Yep,
Yeah.
can happen.
Oh, jeez.
You hate to
Oh,
see
jeez.
that.
Yeah,
Archie's
that
coming
is
out.
very unfortunate.
Like we said, nobody's ever truly safe. No matter how you are or how good you are at the game, the cave will take it away.
Well, he can still run and see if he can get some iris treasures.
Got it.
A couple of points.
But it
case
looks like,
things go
based on the
badly.
points we've got here, Eli and Mike are definitely going to be vying for the top positions, even if Dragon's getting some iris items there.
Yeah.
I think with 14 minutes left, they only need to reach floor 99 within the 2-hour limit. Then they have all the time in the world to get ready for that fight. Volt's getting really close here, and he's, 2 more floors he's got to get through after this. Or 2 more floors in general, yeah. He's trying to... Oh, and another blue. Jeez. 2 chest items for our runners. Or gone being a great option
Eli
for...
showing off the defensive strats with Tia, because she might not be able to survive one of the big attacks from the bronze dragons.
And it's fun.
Oh, no, he misses.
Up the defensive strats of Tia, it's actually... to think that having a character defend can actually be a great strategy, but in some certain equipment she can pretty much survive through a lot of situations. And
Yeah, and the fake also good there. And courage to get more gut, so you gain more IP.
make sure she can survive. And Volt, Eli, and Mike all on with the metallic dragons. Mike in the back. Volt is really close there. He's probably just gonna go for it. Yep. Mike getting an Archfiend encounter there. Only one of them in there, thankfully. Very dangerous.
But what does he have for Tia that she needs IP for? Oh, and there she died. That's not good.
Yeah, you don't want to see that happen. That IP farmed.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
the mirror was up.
destroy
That's
on the
not
mirror.
good. He's gonna lose the IP on Maxim too. Little misplay
Yeah.
there.
That is painful.
Thankfully, though, he has one copper dragon in a corner and no danger around him, so he should be able to get through this just fine. At this point, though, it's time that's against him. He's got 11 minutes, and he's got to make it down there.
But he needs the IP if he wants to kill.
Yep. So he's in a different type of sticky situation.
Yes, and he needs to kill if he wants to have the points to win this. Or he could just hope he gets something useful, but the kill is far better.
Using courage to boost the defense so that he can keep them alive through.
And then fake, which is...
Keep his healers faster so that he doesn't die. Fast, that's going to be helpful.
Yes, if Tia doesn't die.
Oh, and
Nope,
Tia dies again.
But does he really need IP on Tia, though?
Could just use Thunder with her and use the rest of them for powerful attacks and fractionals, so technically he could be good to go now.
Yeah.
That decision and just leave Tia in an offensive spell position.
Yes, it looks like it.
It looks like Volt is at the jelly, so he's getting his gear ready and he is gonna go for it.
Right, which means it's time to get your calculators out.
Number we're trying to hit is 9980, and if you guys tuned in last weekend, we had a runner, Venicus, who was, I think, 30 to 20 points of damage away from a jelly kill, so every little point matters.
Mike might get himself in a somewhat sticky situation with the genies, but he got out of it quite well.
So yeah, 33 damage made the difference between a jelly kill and no points. So an opt, if you're guaranteeing that you know you can't get the kill, you can go ahead and slay your own team for some small bonus points, but
I think Walt has a pretty good chance at getting the kill with the old sword and the Decker Blade.
He's definitely got a stacked set of gear. And he's got some
and the
finishers
lizard blow.
on both Tia and Artie.
Nice.
He really has a kit, but Tia doesn't have that IP, so.
Yeah. So I have her cast trick and all this. Does he have trick? I assume he has trick, but I...
Mike in a scary fight there.
Yep.
Can we switch audio over to Volt? Let's get some of that beautiful music. I don't know if that's possible. Let's see if the behind the scenes can get you hooked up there.
That would be... Oh, yeah.
Volt has no audio, so sorry to the people.
Yes.
You'll have to play the music in your head. Oof. Mike and one genie there, and it decided not to firestorm him, so. One final check for Volt. He wants to make sure his strategy is sound. It looks like he's got fractionals and then a couple of big hits in the back row there.
Right. And since the margins are so, kind of want to put anything that boosts your attack on when you get there, like camo armors are very useful for that.
He's got trick, I believe. Maybe he doesn't.
Don't.
The ring, though.
Oh, yeah.
So that is very cool.
Yes.
IP with Tia, it looks like, so.
Oh, yeah. It was Ellie who didn't have the IP. No.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah, Ellie didn't have the IP.
Yeah, I think he's definitely set for a kill here. Yes, I don't see any way that he couldn't. Ooh, what a fatal blow roll.
1,800. That is good when you're already done.
Yeah, he's almost at 7,000 already. What a first round. Beautiful. He's pretty much got this. He might even go for the 2-turner, but I don't think he's got quite enough damage.
Yeah.
Even with those dragon rushes. Oh, Eli gets a Decker Blade. I don't know if he already had one, but if he didn't, he just kind of secured himself a jelly kill there.
Doesn't he have both the Decker Blade and Gades? But he doesn't have anyone to use the Gade.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What did Volt do?
Uh-oh.
Volt?
Is he going for gusto here, or was
No.
it a mistake?
He...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Might cost him here.
Yeah, Volt
He's got
ran
some good
away
points.
from it. Which means
didn't
he
get it.
wasted a turn and then he didn't get the kill. Yeah.
So he is at the points lead right now, but if Eli, which it looks very likely, there's the stairs, he's gonna get a
Yes.
chance at this jelly, and he can take this right now.
Oh, and there's the super
Oh
sword.
dear. He has options.
Floor 98 sector. Yeah, but he doesn't have IP on that, yeah.
He's got about 4 minutes that he has a chance of
Yeah.
getting it here.
But she does die very easily.
He might double courage and hope for a little better luck, but it's gonna be close.
Oh, Volt apparently had a ghost input, which caused him to run away.
I don't want to see that.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, and that trick ring.
Oh,
Or no, it was, yeah, the high power ring with the trick IP that he had.
yeah.
Unfortunate to see. Or no, yeah, the high power ring with the trick. Ooh, and Mike loses his chance there.
Oh.
The metallics.
Yeah.
Supposedly a 4-kill run between these players has suddenly turned into potentially only one. Eli's our last hope here, and to take this win, and it looks like Volt may have secured himself at least a wild card. He did make it down to the jelly, so got himself some points for getting all the way there. So it is Eli's game right here. I don't know if Eli has stream sound, but he is getting geared up. Yep, just under the 2.
Time. Yeah. Just made it under the time limit. So. Okay.
I see.
Well, time to activate that soundtrack inside your heads then.
Everybody get your YouTube links ready. Go and look up Sinistral Battle. It's coming in real hot. Shadow says he's got for us. Maybe he's gonna play some music over this. Yeah, so once they get to the jelly, they don't have to worry about that time limit.
All right, you can take your time and plan out where your strategy is be.
He actually has set up here. It's gonna be. He's got one big fractional there. Oh, he's also got the 1/8, but
He's got Sky Sword.
yeah.
He's considering if he should use the Deadly Sword instead and curse it, I guess.
Yeah, 1/6 or 1/8 with some extra attack power. It's definitely doing a lot of raw damage here is going to be tough. It kind of depends on this Fatal Blow. If he gets a really big roll out of it, it might be possible. But he does have Trick. He could double Trick here and just go for one massive Fatal Blow on turn 1.
Yeah.
And,
I would say that is a good choice.
And I don't know how many people are here, but I just want to echo the fact that there's a Discord. We're all wonderfully friendly people, and we love to, because spread the insanity, feel the pain. It's good stuff. Good axe attack, good Fatal Blow.
That is.
So.
Yeah, the question is if he's got enough like pure damage to finish this.
It's gonna be. He's got great spells and good equipment, but if he doesn't run, he's definitely got a chance. Shots fired.
So, yeah.
Zap and Thunder being the most optimal spell damage that you can get here. Yep,
Yeah.
praying for a tail smash here. We want to see for
Oh, yes. Fumi doing his thing. That would be pretty awesome.
I don't know who's got the calculators out, but I sure don't.
Renegade seems to have it covered.
Attack, getting some extra damage in there. Ooh, and a
Right.
crit for. Oh my gosh, he gets
And
it.
a crit. Yeah.
And there it is.
That
Eli,
is sweet. Eli takes
the
it with
best.
that
Oh my
jelly
gosh.
kill.
Beautiful. A 2-hour mark. Oh, I love it.
Oh, that is.
Wow. Well, how about that finish, huh?
That was awesome.
Oh my
Thanks all
goodness.
for watching.
My
Yeah.
goodness. Congratulations to Ellie for that great run and that clutch kill at the end. Puts him in first place, which will put him in the finals. And GG to Volt as well. Great run. Unfortunately, yeah. So those ghost inputs are a very real thing. So if you think he's just making it up, no, that happens to everybody. Just an awful time for it to actually happen. So Volt will be in our wild card race next week. So hopefully he can get some revenge on the cave at that point. But that is going to do it for this week's Fatal Blowout tournament. I want to thank all the runners, thank the commentators of this race, which was Rocket Pants and Desi Boy. Both did a great job. So that's it for today. Check out next week. We've got our wild card race and the finals of the Fatal Blowout tournament. So be sure to stop back here next same time. We start at noon Eastern next week. And thank you all for watching.